Hi, I just wanted to go over a few things with people. I've been getting some email questions, and I thought I would start by going over the week 15 materials with you to help you answer those questions. Both of those questions get answered by looking at the week 15 materials. I think some people are not reading what's here and are going by that pesky activity stream, and that's a mess. If you're looking at the quiz that's due this week, confirmation of completed evaluations, and you're not looking at the link in week 15, it sure is going to be confusing. So the first thing is a quiz that's asking to see a screenshot of your essay feedback and in your own words what you've been asked to improve about that essay. And then asking you to revise that essay. That essay should be revised in its original space. So that would be week 13, or actually week 14. I think your drama essay was due in week 14. Your short story essay was due in week 12, I think. Yes, it was due in week 12. And then the poetry essay was due in week 5 or 6. So find those. You can always find them in the gradebook by clicking on the gradebook and going there. So that's one of the things to do is that quiz on the essay feedback and that. Then there's a link to your student evaluations. When you click on it, it takes you to your student evaluations. There's instructions on the screen for how to log in. When you complete your evaluations, you take a screenshot and then you upload that screenshot here in this quiz. There is a link to virtual advising. This should say summer, and I'll go ahead and edit that right now. But, common sense tells you that we're talking about summer here and that this just transferred from last semester. It does let you know that this is something we do consistently to encourage people to register for the next semester. There we go. And of course, you know that we don't reinvent all of our content every semester. That would be a waste of our instructional time. So, common sense tells you that yes, that's for summer semester. Okay. So down here in week 15, quiz on essay feedback, revise an essay of your choosing, complete your student evaluations and upload a screen grab of that confirmation. You can do that on your phone as well if it's an email, and then just upload it into Blackboard through your phone. There's a link to virtual advising. There is a confirmation of summer registration. Now, this is optional. I can't make you take a summer class. This is not optional. This is required. If you don't do this quiz, you'll get a 0. If you do it, you'll get a 10. Here for the summer registration, that's you'll get a 10 if you do it, and you just stay blank if you don't complete it. There is a discussion board. This is required. So make sure that you're participating in that. And then your exams, which are going on now, are here. You've got that Proctoru information. Criterion use is required, and Proctoru should know how to guide you to that. But the link is here in Blackboard, and the final exam is here. Now remember, I put information about your final exam in week 14. So if you're looking for a review for that final exam, please click on information about the exam in week 14 to make sure that you are prepared for that. It does talk about the literary terms. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at this. This is going over our literary terms. This is a short story. It says, please read the short story before you start the exam. The Secret Lion. It gives you a link to that so you can read it ahead of time before your exam. And then it gives you some instructions. It says, please use 5 literary terms we learned this semester. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions about this, but folks, we had literary terms in the poetry unit and in the short story unit and in the drama unit. And I expect you to know those and know where they are. And I expect you to know which ones to apply when it says, please read the short story. And then I think you should know which set of terms we're looking for and where to find them, because you should know your way around this class by now. So make sure that you find those terms that we're talking about, You took a quiz on them if you've been doing your work, and apply them to that final exam. But I'm not going to do all your studying for you. I've asked you to go over the literary terms that apply to short stories, and it's time for you to do that. And I have every confidence that you can. So that is week 15 in a nutshell. Again, if you're going straight to the quiz, it won't make much sense. You need to go through the week 15 materials here in week 15 for that to make sense. The exam is in the module that says exams. That's under the weekly assignment, so you may need to scroll for a minute to find it. There's Proctoru Information here. Criterion use is required for this exam. You don't need to use multiple submissions in Criterion. You just need to submit, so it doesn't need to take additional time. And then there's the final exam. I have had a couple of questions about writing in the final exam. You should be using the Blackboard composition space, not a Word document or a Google document or a Pages document. You should be working in the Blackboard workspace. It has underlining, it has italics. What it doesn't have is double spacing, and it doesn't have a tab for indenting paragraphs. So all you need to do is just keep it single spaced. That's not a panic attack. Just keep it single spaced, and then in between paragraphs, please just hit enter twice so that it creates a white space in between each paragraph. And that should be enough to indicate where your paragraphs are. If you have additional questions, please join me for one of the help sessions this week, and I'll do my best to help.